Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is January 8th, 2017. My name's Eric Peters, and joining me this year, Mr. Dan Curtis.
I'm not. I quit. Bye.
Okay, bye. Joining me, Mr. Tom Reagan.
Wait. No.
Hey, guys.
I saved this show.
Well, you got us to where we are. We don't need you now.
Oh, God. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Dan.
Missed you already.
And in spectacular fashion, we are kicking off the show with a full crew. We have the girl formerly known as Jess.
That sounds so normal.
Well, it's 2017 now. That is normal.
I mean, like, natural. Natural was it had a really natural flow for you.
Yeah, we have to be careful with our wording.
Yeah, we're taking suggestions for Jess's new surname now, so if anybody wants to send one
Just
in.
her name. She could be a symbol. She could be a thing.
It could be
Like
Turd Wrangler.
Madonna.
No.
Oh,
I don't need a
yeah.
last name.
Madonna's a little much.
But she's Madonna, bitch.
Have you seen her lately?
Looking good.
No, I actually am super not impressed with her.
I wasn't impressed with her when she was in her peak. Or when she had her peaks.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Yeah,
It was a boob joke.
tits. Something about tits.
We have now entered our 5th calendar year as being a show.
What?
You
We
sure
started-
that the massive hiatuses count?
Well, no, I'm just saying we existed in 2012, and here we are in 2017.
Yes, we got through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to Dan, we're still here.
Damn right.
Thanks,
You
Dad.
know what is freaking hilarious? Give
What?
it like 6 more months and it'll be older than my marriage.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's right. You got married in 11?
11? Yeah.
Oh, man.
I remember.
Hey,
Marriage is brief. Friendship is forever.
Aww.
I thought this was a marriage.
It may as well be.
You guys didn't get the legally binding documents that I
Uh,
forged your signatures for?
No, those must have got lost in the post again.
Well, okay.
Just
know that-
scribbled on in crayon.
Caramel colored crayon.
Signed Jock Buttons.
Are these your legal names? Yeah.
Damn right.
How's everybody's New Year?
Mine was all right. I actually did something unusual. I went to a comedy gig for New Year's.
You went to a comedy gig not long ago and got pulled up onto stage, so it's not unusual.
Yeah, but to go for New Year's is unusual.
Oh, I guess.
That was the unusual part. Going to the actual comedy gig is not the unusual part, you see.
Okay. Well, you made it sound like that was the unusual part.
No, you are wrong.
I played
Am I?
Broforce.
Yes.
Broforce.
That's how I saw the New Year. Playing America
had,
in the game.
Heck yeah. Wishing you were over here instead.
Yeah.
We played board games.
Aw.
What, you and the cat?
Yeah.
Which board game?
Secret Hitler.
Is it good?
It's so fun. Like,
God,
so
don't tell Eric he'll show up with his crossbow.
Yeah. Only if that secret Hitler is made out of styrofoam of sorts.
In the build up to Christmas, we found a really stupid board game, which is apparently one of last year's most have Christmas gifts, called Silly Sausage. The advert is just filthy. And it's like, you can twist it, you can stroke it. It's just this big
Nice.
sausage.
Jess, Secret Hitler looked
Goodness
awesome.
gracious.
Have you? Oh, you just looked at it?
Yeah.
It's so fun. It gets
Sweet.
like very intense with trying to figure out like everyone gets a card that tells your role, so you're either a fascist or liberal, and fascists know who each other are, and you know who Hitler is, and you're trying to get Hitler nominated secretly while everyone else is trying to kill Hitler.
Oh, so it's a Kickstarter project.
Yeah, it's hard to find because they're sold out a lot.
We sat and played board games on New Year's and came across a really cool one. It was actually one of the top board games from a couple of years ago called Coup.
Oh, that's such a good game.
Oh, Coup is so much fun because it's hard to find a board game where the games don't last 6 hours.
Yeah.
And these games can last anywhere from 3 minutes to the most we played was about 6.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what you need to play though. I keep talking and nobody explodes, Eric. That's what you should play.
that's good.
I had a buddy in town, and I actually bought that for my Google Daydream VR, and we were playing that on New Year's as well.
That's so fun.
That was a ton of fun because it's better than, I mean, the way you and I played it, Dan, was still pretty fun, but to have the person in the room, but you still can't see what they're doing, was even more fun. And I gave the bomb defusal manual to my mom without any precursor to the game. Like, here, Mom, help Stefan defuse this bomb. Oh, it was awesome.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Did they succeed or fail?
They succeeded on a couple, but as soon as they got to the harder ones, like you and I got to, they failed miserably.
Yeah, they do get very difficult.
But that was our New Year's, and then had my birthday.
Oh. I had a birthday too.
Nah, nobody cares. Well, you had time to talk about your birthday on the last show, and you didn't.
You were too busy talking about yourself. I couldn't get a word in edgeways.
Is that a Tom's vocal air horn?
Yeah. the ham horn.
Dan, would you like to talk about your birthday?
No.
Okay.
I want to know, what did you do for your birthday, Dan?
Sod all.
Yay.
Just sat around in his underpants and played Final Fantasy.
Pretty much.
Nice.
I went out for a meal with the missus. That's what I did.
Ooh. We went out golfing to one of the most prestigious courses in the state and proceeded to straddle everything.
I remembered those pictures.
And they were asked not to return.
It was a golf course out in the middle of nowhere in the center of a retirement community. We were the youngest people there by 2 decades.
That would be so bad if you were stuck behind someone.
We did get stuck behind 2 or 3 groups. They were just not giving 2 shits about anything.
That's annoying.
All too busy hitching the pants above the nipples.
Oh, God. I so badly wish I could have found a picture of that guy for you yesterday.
I know, right?
I was walking up to Target.
It on the Walmart site. Oh, no,
I was walking up to Target and saw this guy get out of his car. His wife had pulled up to drop him off. And I had to physically try to contain my excitement at how high his pants were. I mean, it was that jarring. He had suspenders, and I kid you not, they were probably at his collarbones.
Did he have collarbones?
I don't know. I'm fairly convinced he was a pair of legs with a head attached to it, and then some arms stuck in somewhere.
Was the car on its side with his wife standing inside it?
Like, unfortunately, no. And I couldn't tell Christy that. It was like, Christy, I got to find this old guy to take a picture of. Like, I didn't. It sounds really bad.
That guy probably loved his life. He hit that point in his life, though, that he just didn't give a fuck.
Yes, he probably has double insulation across the boob area. So
I saw him again in the TV dinner section, and his pants had descended a few inches. But I couldn't take a picture.
Oh, you should have said, "You're my hero. Can I have a selfie?"
I'm impressed that you didn't actually.
Yeah,
you could have just got a selfie and ran away.
Turning a new leaf this year, Jess.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, I'm trying. But then we went down to Bisbee, Arizona, which is a little copper mining town, and proceeded to imbibe a bit too much.
I have to give a shout out to that picture you took, where you just look so docile in that hard hat in the mine.
Is that the one where it's all dark?
Yeah, and you're just looking at like blankly, not at the camera.
That was shortly after we were. So we actually went into this copper mine, and way at the end of the tour, they showed us the old shitter cart, and were telling us all these stories about how they used to haze people with the shitter cart. You know, people would get up on it, and then they would kick the little stopper out, so this thing would go sailing down the mine carts with a guy taking a shit on it at 20 miles an hour and hit something and spill all over the place. We're like, hit the brakes, which is a little dial in the middle, and instead of it being the brakes, it just opens up the bottom so shit goes everywhere.
Sounds like your kind of mine.
I wanted so badly to get a picture on there, but the guy wouldn't let us.
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. It was a good time. Then we just proceeded to go into town to find something to do, and the only thing to do was drink.
Standard.
Only thing. I mean, you could have played urban golf.
I mean, we could have. We didn't have our golf clubs with. Oh, we did. Shit, we really missed the boat on that one.
You did.
We went to.
You could have drunk and played urban golf, but I think you might have been arrested.
We went to a hot sauce store and tried all the hot sauces and left.
And then proceeded to have the worst shit in history.
It was close. It was real close.
Just fire coming out.
I tell you what, our hotel room that night did not smell well.
Oh, come on. It looked like the hotel room the time forgot.
Well, it was from the 1900s, like the early 1900s.
Oh, lovely.
Actually, the hotel was built in the 1800s, I think.
Did you actually manage to find the light switch this time?
Oh, God. And when we turned it on, we saw that picture of little Billy looking down over us. We stayed in this room called Billy's room, and we're thinking, oh, like maybe Billy the kid stayed here, you know, somebody famous. No, we walk in, and it's just this creepy-ass picture of Billy on the wall. And then on the shelf above the TV, they had pictures of Billy and his family from the 1800s. Like, let's just turn these down. Hi, Simon. Do you see that picture that I posted of the unattended children will be sold as slaves?
Yes. I saw something similar in Australia, actually. It says something like unattended children would be sold in a shop or something.
I've seen it where it's like unattended children will be given cappuccinos and a puppy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
If only you had a child, Jess. You'd get a free
But I
puppy.
have a puppy.
Really?
Just in case you guys didn't know that.
Aaron the second.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You are Aaron Part 2. So here we are 8 days into 2017.
Yeah.
You're right.
And last year, it took until about the end of January for shit to start falling apart. This year, it took 4 days.
Why? What
Really?
happened?
Oh, let me tell you a story.
Tell us the story, Eric. Tell us.
But first, I have to ask Dan.
your life again, please, Eric.
All right, well, moving on to our game of the week, I won't tell you about my brazen burglary and high-speed chase then.
I really do want to hear that, so please.
No, because Dan doesn't want to hear about my life, so we're moving on.
I do. I was being serious.
Nah, no, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Nah.
You don't know me.
No, fine, then I just won't tell you.
I want to know.
Oh my god, get over yourself.
Please tell us. We love you, Eric, with Ari.
See you all next week.
A good show.
No. Okay, so last week after we got home from Bisbee, had our front door open, and I just saw somebody pull up and park behind our cars, behind our driveway, which people in our neighborhood do all the time. They have no idea how to park. And thought it was somebody going to the neighbor's house. Just didn't think anything of it. And I saw that the brake lights were still on. Like, great, he's probably just picking up or dropping somebody off. And I just peeked out the front window to make sure that they weren't parking there. And when I peeked out the window, I saw a guy walking around the car and getting in. Great, didn't think anything of it. Grabbed my car keys to go grab something out of my car and noticed that my passenger door was open and shit was strewn about and the center console was open. Immediately noticed that these guys were just driving around stealing shit out of cars. So ran back inside to tell Christine, my friend, what had happened and try to find my phone. Didn't know where it was sitting at the time, and came back out. My mom was driving up at the time, and I knew she'd have her phone with her. And as she was driving up, I looked across the way. We have a park across our street with a road behind it, and I saw that same car just kind of trolling around over there. I went, shit, that's the guys that just broke into my car. So I told my mom what happened. I'm like, we got to go get a license plate off of it. So I went one way, she went the other, hoping that one of us could get behind it. And as I came around the corner, they were still there. So stupidly, I decided I'm going to confront these guys.
Why?
Especially in America, this isn't a good idea.
No, it was not a good idea in the least bit. So I whip around the corner. And I don't just park on the side of the street and get out. Like, I slam my car sideways in front of theirs.
Oh my God. Get out of an action movie.
Get out.
I slid across the bonnet.
I got out of my car and started walking towards them. And that's for them when it clicked, like, oh, fuck, this is the car we just broke into. They floored it towards me, swerved around up onto the sidewalk into somebody's yard and took off down the road. My mom was just coming around the corner and saw this, and she decided to take off after him to just get a license plate. Me, I'm like, fuck this. I'm following you guys. So I get in my car, whip around, and we're tearing through this neighborhood. And I come around the corner to where my mom had followed him, and she stopped. And I'm sitting there thinking, Mom, keep following them. So I whip past her, and she starts honking at him.
Mom, put yourself in danger.
Mom, let's go.
We need to find their headquarters, then plan an infiltration.
Oh my God.
Mom, you go in through the air vent. I will go through the front way with my machine guns.
Oh my God.
So I go around her, and she's screaming at me. She's like, I got the license plate, stop. And at that point, I realized I didn't have my phone with me. So there'd really be no point in me following them, because it's like, great, following you, don't know, I can't do anything about it.
And you're unarmed.
And I'm unarmed, because all my guns had been stolen from the previous break-in.
Oh my God.
You get broken into.
So we went back to my house, called the police, and just said, hey, this is just what happened. They're like, yeah, we'll send a couple officers over. Like 2 hours later, some officers showed up, not giving a shit in the world. And I can understand. I mean, there's people getting murdered and run over and all that other stuff. So I called. They just gave me a case number and said, yeah, basically nothing's going to happen about this.
Great.
But our subdivision pays for off-duty sheriff's officers to patrol our neighborhood. So I called that guy up because I've gotten to be pretty good friends with him. And he came over and I told him everything. He's like, that's not a great response. I'm going to make sure something happens about this. The next morning, I got a call from a detective. And he goes, if I brought over a photo lineup, could you ID the guy? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty good with faces. So he comes over, lays out a list of photos on my counter. And he's like, the suspect may or may not be in here. Just do your best. Immediately point to the guy in the bottom left. I'm like, that's him right there. He goes, oh, that just so happens to be the registered owner of the vehicle. So that's where we're at with it.
Oh, wow.
Well done.
They use their own vehicle too?
And in Arizona, it's a felony charge. So for me, I'm pressing charges if it goes forward. You fuck with me and my sense of security for $13 worth of charging cables and a couple geodes that I bought for my daughter from a copper mine, you're going to have a felony record. Get wrecked.
Oh, yeah.
This is so American. I chased the guy down.
I think this should be a game.
And it was like a county sheriff too. Like, I was shocked that those things exist. We just have police.
Oh, yeah.
We just have police on penny farthings over here.
Is he in a bit of trouble?
Well, he's gonna be.
Don't mess with the Peterson.
Will he go
Yeah.
to prison?
Don't mess with a bull, you'll get the horns.
Don't fuck with me. I don't give a shit if he goes to prison. All I care about is that he's got that felony conviction on his record for the rest of his life.
Holy
Why-
moly.
Wouldn't
Was
it
he a
make
young
more
guy?
sense to if you'd got into the car to try and steal the car?
I know.
I mean, yeah, that would make way more sense. Or why would you use your own car? The guy was in his early 20s.
He's a criminal mastermind.
Just driving around, opening people's car doors and stealing shit. He stole a car charger, two
Is your
USB
car not- is your
cables.
car not locked?
We had just gotten home and I was still unloading the car.
oh my god.
Yeah.
He was in and
Also,
out.
I feel like that shouldn't, like, that doesn't mean you should get robbed.
Oh, no. The other thing, too, in Arizona, technically, Castle Law states that is my property. Anybody who comes on it is within my full right to do you-know-what. Whatever I deem necessary to protect myself.
Shit on their face.
I mean, that's probably the most effective.
Drop your pants, scream at them, and run. Sounds like a
Most
good defense.
humiliating.
I mean, who in their right mind thinks, I'm just going to risk a felony conviction for $12 worth of shit?
Maybe he was desperate.
What's he going to do? Go to a pawn shop and hawk a USB cable? Here's your 9 cents.
Yeah, those are in demand this year.
Good God.
It's all about that USB-C now, those vintage USBs.
One of them was a USB-C.
Oh my god, it's so hard to find USB-C. Like,
There you go.
Amazon, Jess. I paid
No.
$6 for 2 6-foot cables.
well, then you shouldn't complain because they
Yes,
weren't
that was difficult indeed.
I'm not complaining. I don't give a shit. Oh, and they stole my GPS tracker for work.
If we mention
So-
Amazon a bit more, will we get sponsorship off them like we do from IKEA?
The thing I'm most pissed about is I have to enter all of my trips from December by hand. So they created about 6 hours worth of work for me.
Oh, diddums.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
I guess I don't know if that qualifies as the year starting off shit because technically I got to engage in some pretty sweet activity.
I feel like, as bad as it is, you've had a pretty good adventure out of this, and you seem very proud of yourself. So it's not really a good start, bad start to the year.
It's an interesting start, to say the least.
Yes, an exotic start to the year.
Ooh, not erotic.
No, that's a very different thing.
That's saved for
Let's-
Snapchat.
From our resident girl, who
Pizza.
I don't know who her name is.
No. If your name is Dick, send Snapchats to Jess, and you can just call them dick pics.
At Honest Pizza. It's my Snapchat name.
Keep pressing your luck. I'll start saying your real last name since there's only 3 of you in the world.
Actually, like, there are.
Not that
I'm
we've
related
ever
to all
mentioned
of
a
them.
real last name ever before in the
I know, if
122
you're
episodes
like
we've done in the past.
super like nosy, you can go back and find it.
People
but-
re-listen to the episodes, Jessica.
Have you ever been to a website called howmanyofme.com?
No.
It
Maybe.
tells you how many of you there are. So
Let's
you got
see.
to select your age. Yes, I'm 13 or older. There are 884,000 people with the name Eric, but there are only 46 Eric Petersons.
Well, god damn it.
I know.
Wow.
That's in the U.S., so get wrecked, rest of the world.
In the US, there's 1 or fewer.
Ugh, so
There's
zero.
less
There's
than
582 Dan Curtises in the US.
How many Ronnie Pickerings?
And there are 87 Thomas Reagans in the United States.
There are 9 Ronnie Pickerings in the US.
Oh my god, that's quite a few.
Oh, speaking of stupid names, there was a news article on here the other day with this dude looked awful, like just a true convict. He had his hair tattooed on instead of actual hair, and his name was Randy Bobandy.
Fuck off.
Yeah, Randy Bobandy.
Randy, no, that's not how the song goes. Yeah, Randy, Randy,
Yeah.
Bo Bandy, Banana Fana Fo Fandy.
What?
Me,
The
my, mo,
banana
Mandy,
song.
Randy.
Thomas, Bobamas, Banana Fana Fo Bobamas.
Me, my, mo, mamas,
Thomas.
Thomas. You guys never sang that song as kids?
I have no
Never
idea what's
heard of
happening
it.
right now.
Oh, you were
Dan,
homeschooled, weren't you, Dan?
Dan, Banana Fana Fo Fan.
I've
Me,
never
my,
been to
mo,
school,
man.
Derek.
Dan.
So now it explains it. What school?
What?
So
Was that Sheriff Lois and Bram?
What?
Oh, maybe you guys didn't have Sheriff Lois and Bram.
I don't know what you're talking about. You ever watch Mr. Ed, the talking horse?
Yeah.
You've made me watch that before.
Yeah.
He used to give it something sticky in its mouth to make it look like it was talking, right?
I did. Should we talk about some games? Because I bought a game on my phone that I want to talk about.
Did you?
I did.
What did you buy?
Thomas, are you ready for this?
My nipples are prepped.
Why?
You know how a lot of great games want to get a mobile version, and then the mobile version that comes out is shit?
Mm-hmm.
Shite?
You know what I mean?
No,
The mobile
shit.
version.
No, a mobile or a mobile is what goes above a baby's crib.
No, it isn't.
Anyway, most of the portable or mobile games come with pay to play, or you have to download a bunch of extra shit, or you have to wait X amount of hours. Well, last week, Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic came out.
Oh.
And it is a marrying of the first two original PC games. It's excellent.
I might have to get it. Is it on Android?
Oh, yeah, I'm playing it on my phone. It is $6 to get the base, and then they have a couple extra expansions, and then one other pack. If you wanted to buy everything and get all like 96 scenarios, it's $16.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable.
It is excellent. It plays beautifully on phone.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Oh, yeah. I bought it because I was sitting in a doctor's office waiting for the doctor to come in. And I'm like, I'm bored. I'm going to buy a game. And I saw it on there and about crap myself. Because I tried playing Rollercoaster Tycoon 4 mobile, and it was just one of those, you placed a hot dog stand. You got to wait 9 hours before it'll open.
Oh, God.
Play that.
I hate that shit on mobile when you have to use real money to speed up time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
or
stuff
just
like
wait real time.
I saw a really good video about Pokemon Go this week as well, actually. It was, when the egg, you have to walk to hatch the eggs. Obviously you do.
Yeah.
And the guy just set out from his house, and then he was going for ages and ages and ages, just getting more and more beard. Went all post-apocalyptic, and he had like a crew of people following him, also trying to hatch things. Then he finally got to the end of the road, and it just hatched, and it was a Pidgey. And he's like, "No!"
I tried so
I thought it was
hard.
really funny.
I tried so hard to find a way to game that system. I actually taped my phone to the fan in my room and just tried to get it to go around that way, but
remember,
it didn't work.
I used mine on my lawnmower when I had to mow the lawn.
You could have just
Water
kept it in your pocket.
Yeah, but that wasn't as exciting.
You just taped it to a lawnmower
No, I just put it in a little holdy thingy.
pouch,
Yeah, kind of like that.
pocket, a
No,
sleeve.
on the lawnmower,
A case?
there was this little holdy area that I could put it in.
I'm just giving you descriptive words other than
I'm
holding.
pretty
thingy.
sure holdy thingy covers everything that you said.
Maybe if you didn't go to school like Dan.
Correct.
Yeah. But Tom, I would highly recommend getting Rollercoaster Tycoon on your phone. The only complaint that I have is that they don't have sandbox mode. You can't just start a park with unlimited money. You
Okay.
have to go through the scenarios.
But you can finish a scenario, but then just carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can do that. But just do the most basic scenario, and then just
Yes.
expand from there. That's kind of your sandbox, I guess.
And you can import and export your saves from the PC game, which is really neat. So if you start a game on PC, you can transport it to your phone and continue it and then transport it back.
Nice. Does it have the custom build your own roller coaster?
Oh, yeah.
Like the editor? Ooh.
Oh, yeah. It's the full PC game on your phone.
Wow. Get it?
Oh, it is a big get it!
Oh dear.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Yes.
Did you get anything else?
You and I talked about this, but I bought a bunch of really odd games on PS4, like Inside, Virginia, Abzu, and...
I Am Setsuna?
No, I did not buy that.
I am Satsuma.
Oh, Unravel.
Oh, okay.
But you have to finish
that came
Inside.
out.
What, Unravel?
Unraveled, yeah.
No, it's not Unraveled. It's Unravel.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
the one with the little red ball of yarn.
I thought it was called Unraveled.
Yarny.
Aw.
No, it's Unravel.
Are
It's really
they
cute.
doing a sequel to that, or did I dream that?
I think they want to, yeah. But I have Inside, but I've not tried it yet.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty
I
special.
want to play that at some point, but I have too much to play right now. I'm not
It's
buying
really
anything.
short. It's about 3 hours long.
Nice.
I started Virginia last night. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I was kind of enjoying it, but when I finished it, I wasn't really sure what had happened.
I didn't realize that there's no dialogue at all. It's
Yeah.
a 2-hour story, no dialogue.
Yeah. It's kind of unique. I like the art style. It's a bit like Firewatch.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Abzu is really cool. Ellie loves watching that because we look at all the fish.
Absolutely. I've not played it. Yeah. Looks cool though.
Yeah.
And I just finished Dear Esther, which was
Oh, really?
the Chinese Room's first game, I think.
I played that on PC a while ago.
Yeah, it's all right. It's just like a walking simulator that gives you a bit of text every now and again.
Yep.
Nice story.
Kind of like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture.
Correct.
That game was really pretty, but really dull.
Oh, God, yeah.
It just because you couldn't run.
The Vanishing of Ethan Carter is another good one.
That's great. That one. That's my fave of those sort of types of games.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
Anybody else have... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that when I was trying to play our game of the week, I would go to my living room and Kat's playing on the PS4, and she keeps playing Letterquest Remastered.
Ooh.
You guys tried that yet?
No.
It was a freebie last month on PSN, and you basically fight enemies, and the longer words that you spell out, the higher damage. So this is an RPG, but with
That's so
you
fun.
spell stuff.
So it's like... Did you guys ever have number munchers and letter munchers when you were in like first or second grade on the Apple II?
Was it similar to Rug Munchers?
Yeah, but they didn't let us play that in school.
Oh, they should have done. That would have been good.
That was for the people on the interior design track.
I kind of want to play Typing of the Dead. That looks fun.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Wait, Tom, how do you play Letterquest on PS4?
It's on PS4 and Vita.
But on PS4, you have to like click on the different letters to spell?
You just use the D-pad and an X to select the letters.
Ugh.
No, but you get you only get like 12 letters to choose from. It's
like
nicely
Boggle.
done. Yeah, it's nicely done. And I know the game you're on about, Dan. Is that where you have to type in certain words and that's how you kill enemies?
it's basically House of the Dead, but instead of shooting them with a light gun, you type words.
Yeah,
And you get like ridiculous words.
yeah. It just improves your touch typing massively.
Yeah. I really need to get it at some point because I'm a very fast typist, and I'd be like, "This is so good."
And yesterday I was playing COD Infinite Warfare. Anyone tried that yet?
No, I haven't actually got it. I've got Titanfall 2 to try, but Jess will be proud. I've been playing Overwatch to death.
Oh,
It's so easy to play Overwatch to death.
It's so addictive. It really is. Eric, obligatory fart noise, please.
Nope, I've turned a new leaf.
his
I
car-
care about what you're saying.
I want a fart
what a
noise.
No.
It's
It
not
only
the
took.
same.
That's what happens, Dan, when your car gets robbed. You turn a new leaf.
Yeah, you had a near-death experience.
You had a spice.
Well, they had a
boost.
near-death experience.
Your life gets all into
God.
perspective.
Yeah.
I know, but Infinite Warfare is good. It's a bit more. It's less linear. You can like choose what you do next, little side missions and stuff.
Choose.
I've tried
Tuesday.
Watch Dogs 2 this week as well.
Oh, is that any good?
A lot better than the first one.
God, it had to
It
be
has
right.
completely, as most of the reviews said, it just has such a different vibe to it. Like the first one was all about that guy with his anger and being a vigilante and stuff, and this one is just a bunch of hackers trolling people and stuff, which is really good actually.
Nice.
It's a very well detailed rendering of San Francisco as well.
Is it not shit?
It is. I actually quite like it.
Ew. So it's probably shit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eric.
Just there's certain leaves I won't turn.
Can you recommend Abzu, Eric?
I'm not far enough into it. If you could get it for $5, absolutely.
Okay.
There's really nothing to do other than swim around and look at fish, and you get these little water robots that follow you around to help you get to the next area, but it's mainly just eye candy is all it is.
Speaking of underwater games,
Segway!
No, it's not. There's no segue there.
have any of you tried Song of the Deep?
No, you were telling us about it,
It's an
though.
Insomniacs game.
Yeah.
Like a Metroidvania kind of thing, underwater-y.
I think you'd like it, Dan.
I probably would.
Is that where you're just in a little submarine?
Yeah. It is Metrovania style, and you're this
There's
girl.
a submarine. There's a submarine and inside.
Oh.
Spoilers.
Well, there you go.
You're inside of it.
Yeah, you're this girl looking for your dad in a little submarine that she's built out of spare parts, which is quite incredible.
I bet it wouldn't work real well.
Like on Heart of Darkness, where he built a trans-dimensional spacecraft.
In his treehouse.
Why not?
Shall we talk about something a bit older?
Like your mom?
Or me, because I had a birthday? Or Dan, because he had a birthday?
Mrs. Peterson is a saint. Is she even called Mrs. Peterson?
Yeah.
You just need to record your own air horn and then use that every time. I can't deal with it.
Dan, are you 30 yet?
No.
When are you going to be 30? This year?
I'm 27.
No.
I'm 27.
So you're going to be 30 this year?
Yes.
Damn it.
Maths is your strong point.
Yeah.
No, math is.
Yeah, math. I only do one problem at a time, moron.
All right, sorry.
That way I can make absolute sure I have it right.
I shall be 28 this year, dearest.
So next year.
Not the year
Yeah.
after that.
I know, Dan. Tom, are you 30 yet?
I am 30 this year.
Ooh.
know.
Welcome. It's a great place to be. What the hell was that?
That was my pseudo top
This vocal.
horn. It was terrible.
Goodness
That was
gracious.
the worst horn in the history of horns.
Fine, you try right now. Pressure's on.
Sounds like a dog.
So bad. I'm isolating both of those and putting them on Facebook so you know.
Fair enough.
You want a free ringtone? Here's Dan. Just
So, where's yours, Eric?
Oh, God.
Anyway,
Yes,
shall we move on?
of course.
As you know, we select one game a week to focus on that we all should play.
But did
But
we?
we don't.
Is the question.
That is the true question. This week was Dan's choice, and he chose a game often mispronounced.
Yes, apparently Ico is pronounced Eco.
Oh, I always thought it was Ico.
Eco, like the shit in Jack and Daxter,
Eco.
but with an I.
Or like the world around us.
What?
Huh?
That's too much thought.
Cheryl.
Yeah, I know. She's dead.
Have you seen her?
Mary?
Got a letter from my wife.
She's dead.
Have you seen her? She's dead. Oh yeah, I saw a body in a dumpster out back. Anyway, Dan,
Hello.
you chose Eco. We'll try to go through it being correct, but I may just revert to calling it Ico because that's what I know it as.
I would always say Ico.
Okay. I thought you were going to say something else after that.
No, I was not.
Oh.
Here's a statement of fact.
I'm so sorry.
For those of you who are unaware, Ico, let's call it Ico.
Eco.
Ico is
Ico.
the first game from the fabled Team Ico that
Team
recently
Ico.
released Last Guardian.
did?
Nico.
But they're probably most well known for Shadow of the Colossus.
Which I've not played.
This is the one that started it all off. Of course.
It is.
So,
And I have a lot of mixed feelings.
oh. I'm surprised because most of the week you've just spent moaning about it.
I've been moaning
A
a
lot of
little
times I
bit.
do that just to get you riled up.
I know.
I've been moaning a bit about this game.
No fan, Tom.
Not in a pleasurable moaning.
No, absolutely not. No.
But before we get to the moaning and groaning, Dan, tell us about Eco. Give us a synopsis.
Well, it's not like most other things on the market. The developers actually said at the time when they made the game, they did an element called subtracting design, where they tried to take away elements of the game and still maintain this kind of lonely atmosphere. They took away like sound design and like elements that would interfere with the levels. It's basically this kind of interconnected puzzle game where you're a little boy with horns who is being placed in a sacrificial chamber inside this temple kind of castle thing, which you don't know why he's there. And then you escape and you meet a girl called Yorda who is in a cage, and you have to take her around, solve puzzles, protect her from these evil shadow creatures. And that is basically the synopsis.
The better synopsis,
Thanks.
or the more accurate, is imagine all of the worst fetch quests, escort quests from any game you've ever played, and then amplify it into an entire game. And that's Eco.
I disagree. Because
It is 100. The whole game is an escort game. That's all it is.
it is, but I don't consider it to be like that, because I think that both characters are essential to the game. Like, you have to think about your other companion at all times. Like, you have to protect her, you have to take her with you, you have to make sure she gets across gaps fine. That's the idea. It's about the connection between these two characters.
No, I understand that. Because she is essential. If Yorda weren't there,
What would you do?
then you could just run away from all the monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. It's just,
I mean,
I don't like...
it's a bit clunky because of its age, but from what it was doing at the time that this game was produced, you're talking early 2000s, 2001, I mean, it was pretty damn good.
It is. I didn't play it when it first came out. I think that my first time actually trying this game is when the HD collection came out a few years ago, and I only played about 2 hours of that, and then this time I actually beat it.
So yeah, I actually tried it when that HD collection came out. Found I didn't really enjoy it that much, and moved on to Shadow of the Colossus, which I enjoyed a lot.
Okay, so now we have to find out, how far did everybody make it?
Finished.
As did I.
I got to near the windmill.
So you didn't get the pleasures of most of the game.
Were there any pleasures to be had? Because I didn't enjoy up to the windmill.
It gets a little worse after, before it gets a little better.
Okay. I'm not sure how far exactly that was. My save file said about 3 hours.
Wow, it took you 3 hours to get to the windmill?
What are you doing? Did you stop?
Holy
Did you stop off your shit halfway through, or what?
Because I was running around like a mad thing trying to figure out what to do half
My
the time.
God, you are bad at puzzle games.
I am.
Tom, I am astounded.
There was
I
no.
had to use a guide for this game.
I had the game beat in 5.5.
Oh my God! The last 2 hours must fly by.
Tom, there's a trophy on the HD collection for finishing it in under 2 hours.
Jesus Christ! I mean,
Which is practically impossible, but, you know.
Yeah.
To the windmill in 3 hours. Well,
wait.
It's not like the first bit.
it's not far.
It's. I don't know.
It's not far.
I mean, I've got. Yeah, maybe it isn't that far.
Did you make it up to the top of the windmill?
I made it to like. You go into like this little courtyard, and there's like a chain, and then there's all these shadows around you, and you have to smack them. I just had a piece of wood the whole time.
So you didn't actually get to try to ride the windmill blades up to the top, because that's the first part of the game that really sucks.
Is that like?
It's a giant windmill with windmill blades.
No, I didn't know it.
Looks like a windmill.
No, yeah, I didn't get there.
So you didn't get to the windmill part.
So you've done even worse than we thought.
Wait, let's not rag on Tom yet. Jess, how far did you get?
But it's Tom Reagan. Like, you're supposed to rag on him and not me.
Nice.
She's just trying to pass the buck here.
I
Jess,
feel like
how
she's
far did you
deflecting.
get?
I put like a half an hour into it. Felt like I was
so you
gonna
made
throw up, and then
throw
my
up
friend
because
not-
of the game or because of?
Why?
Oh, the camera sucks.
Like, it was making me motion sickness.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
No, seriously. My
It's pretty bad.
girlfriend was watching me play, and she was like, "I'm going to bed. This is making me feel sick watching it."
Like, it was, I couldn't, and then I lost my save file, and then I was like, oh, I'm fucking done.
Did you bother saving?
Yeah, like, no, I didn't save, that's why.
Saving the game. What a mission
You
that
will
is.
lose your save file, Jess, if you don't save.
Yeah, I didn't make a save file.
But you
so I
can't
lost
lose
it.
something you never had in the first place.
What a fucking mission to save the game. Oh, sit on the chair. And she has to sit on the chair as well.
No, they are strategically placed stone couches throughout the landscape. It makes no sense. I was half expecting a TV to come out of the ground in front of it.
Here we sit with Jess, who put minimal effort, Tom, who put an exorbitant amount of effort into very little part of the game.
I wasn't puking for this.
Dan loved it.
I wouldn't say loved. I quite enjoyed it, though.
Okay, that's where you and I differ. I didn't enjoy this
Well, fair
much
enough.
at all. I can understand where Tom and Jess are coming from with the camera's garbage.
How? I don't understand.
It's pretty bad. I mean, they're fixed camera angles.
Yeah, so don't move it and just move with the camera.
Oh, yeah. Were you guys trying to manually move the camera?
I was trying to
Occasionally.
do both. Like,
Oh, no, you
initially I
can't.
started manually moving it, and then that made me sick, and then I was like,
Or you can hold R2, R2 and it zooms in a bit to make it easier to see.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it was just bad.
I mean, triangle to jump? What is this game?
I know.
1999.
Funnily enough, this was meant to come out on the original PlayStation, but they pushed it back because they couldn't do what they wanted to do with the limitations of the PS1.
Ooh, fun fact.
Fun fact for you there.
Should have just thrown it in the garbage.
If you look back through my messages initially, you will see that I did not enjoy this game for quite some time. I sent you a picture, Dan. The middle portion of the game gets very difficult for no other reason than it's just difficult. In particular, there is one part where you have to start. It looks like this rudimentary engine that this piston shoots out of the ground. And then you have to stand on that piston and then jump at just the right time to get you to rocket up towards the ceiling.
I didn't like that bit at all.
Over half an hour to get that jump right.
When's that?
I just did it after about 10 minutes. Now, I don't know how I did it. I just did it.
It was hard to kind of see where he was in conjunction to like jumping up for chains and stuff like that. I found that was a little...
See, I thought most of the camera angles did a good job of realigning themselves for those tricky jumps.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's a couple which were a bit dodgy, but I thought the generous gaps and stuff, the way it's all designed, kind of, I always hit it.
There's a bit after that piston jump, Dan, where you have to jump onto the spinning water wheel.
Oh, God.
And then up onto a ledge. That took me another 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that was
Christy
awful.
Eventually, because I was getting so pissed, she eventually said, try it 10 more times, then turn it off. And she counted me down, and I hit it on the 9th time.
It was, I actually, on that bit, didn't realise you had to switch off the water and went back down to... I chucked the box off the waterfall, then went back down thinking, oh, this game's innovative. Maybe you could put her on the box and take her across the water. No. So I had to go all the way back up.
You can't turn the water off for that bit.
You can.
The water has to be on for you to do that jump.
No, but I'm talking about instead of switching off the water wheel, went back down to the bottom where the waterfall was still coming down because I hadn't switched off the water wheel.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
Ugh. As a whole, the combat is super annoying too.
Oh yeah, the combat.
You start off the game with a 2x4, and Yorda is this girl that she exists in a different dimension.
You get more
and these creatures they come out of these black pits in the ground and they try to pull her back to their dimension. And then when she does, this spell gets shot out and turns everything to stone. And that's how you die. But you have a 2x4 and you have to whack these guys. I'm waiting for the obligatory, oh yeah, from Dan.
Oh yeah.
But the AI is programmed in such a way that the second you start to swing, they will jump over you. So you're just swinging at them, jumping back and forth over you.
But I liked that. It was kind of like they were playing with you. Like they were testing your abilities. I didn't think it was done just to be inconvenient.
Keep going, Tom. Let's hear it.
Oh God, that's so wet.
That's what the combat system sounded like.
It's not the best, but I can see why it was done.
It got much easier when you got a sword, and then even easier when you got the hidden spiked club.
Which I didn't get.
How far in the game before you then can equip a sword?
I'd say 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, unless
for you about 7
or 12.
God.
Shut up, guys. Shut up.
Shut up.
Tom's completion screen, 76 hours.
But you were enjoying the scenery. Like, it was such a pretty game other than the motion sickness.
No, I fucking wasn't. I was trying to make it. I was trying to finish it.
I was trying to help you.
I give you an F for effort.
Actually, it was kind of pretty.
I thought it was a good looking game.
I kind of reminded myself, like, when this was on PS2, this must have looked pretty good.
It
Well, we're
seemed
also
like
playing the
very,
HD remaster.
I know.
dreamy, like ethereal type of.
Hmm.
I liked
It
it.
is pretty neat figuring out how you have to get Yorda through certain situations because she's kind of thick.
I get
is.
it because it reminds me of the Castle of Illusion games on
Mickey.
the
Castle
Mickey
of-
games. Yeah, and
I love them.
where you had to help out Daffy Duck or whoever it was.
Oh, we are thinking World of Illusion, where it was him and Donald Duck, wasn't it?
Oh, him and Donald. Yeah,
I think.
yeah, that's the one where like if
Where
you
they could attack things with carpets.
yes,
Yeah. We
What a
should put
game
that on
that
the
is.
list. That's a good game.
what a game.
Dan, did you ever have any issues with accidentally dying, making really simple jumps, and then you have to reload your game save from 25, 30 minutes prior?
Yes, but towards the end, the bit where you had all the wooden platforms and you had to throw the bomb to knock down bits of the bridge, things like that. He just flung himself off a cliff.
I didn't die from that too much. I died at the very, very beginning a couple times. Yorda didn't want to make a jump from this cage that's hanging off in the distance. I just wasn't standing in the right spot because you can stand at an edge and beckon for her and she'll jump and then you grab her and pull her up and she just wasn't in the right spot. So I jumped over to grab her to see if maybe I could hold her hand and jump with her and just yank her across. And during that jump, I fell into a pit and died. And then after that, I just kept falling off the top probably 3 or 4 times. And it was 15 minutes back to where my couch was
Oh. Did you save at every couch?
every time.
Yeah. There's actually
Every
a
time I
trophy
walked
for
past
doing
the
so.
couch. Yeah, I think I got that one.
Yeah, bench warmer.
Yep. But
Oh,
even
what-
if I just completed a section and I was leaving the room and there was a couch, I'm like, I'm going to save again.
How did you get the bench warmer trophy?
You have to
You save it every
Save
couch.
at every couch. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah. The whole thing with it, like I was saying before, with Yorda and Eco being together, is kind of, I was constantly thinking about where she was, like how I could position her so the shadow monsters wouldn't get her as much. And
Well, it's interesting too because if you leave her in one room for too long,
yes,
the camera will pan back and you'll hear a distant scream. And then you know, oh shit, some shadow monsters have shown up. And it's kind of the game's way of encouraging you to not leave her behind.
because if you're too far away, there's no way you're getting back in time.
Yeah.
And because basically the scripted events where the shadow monsters come, and also it does it when you go too far away from it. That's how I saw it anyway.
I do have to say that I like how they didn't overuse the combat. They could have put enemies in every single room.
Yeah, it was quite often though.
Yeah, but not too often to be like, all right, I'm burnt out on this because the combat system was not good.
No, it's not, but it's not really about, it's more about the exploration. And I actually enjoyed the world. I got kind of an early Dark Souls vibe from it.
Yeah,
Kind of.
I enjoyed that.
With the interconnected sections, and obviously you get a brief loading screen between different sections, but I actually quite, and then like the whole intrigue about why there's this castle here, it's massive and there's hardly anything in it.
Yeah.
So, Eco was being brought in by these guys on horses, stuffed into this stone
Tomb
casket in a room filled with other stone caskets, and the only thing they say is, don't resist, this is for the good of the village. And apparently this is where children with horns are brought to be sacrificed. And then they leave, and as you leave, there's a tremor in the castle, and his casket falls out and he breaks free, and then you run up the cage to find Yorda, and that's where the game starts. So what is Yorda's role in this whole thing?
Well, she's kind of the damsel in distress, isn't she?
Yeah, but why is she there?
How does he
Because
know
she
she's
is
there?
the daughter of an evil queen, as you find out later. Or something to do with an evil queen, anyway.
So the whole point is Eco to get Yorda out of the castle through the front gate. And the first 5 hours are just opening the left gate and the right gate, and then you can get out.
They actually get to the gate, and the gate shuts on them, because the queen
And that's
does
where you
it.
meet the queen.
Yes. She's like kind of like the shadow creatures.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah, the shadow is coming over and stuff.
I will say, after you open the gate and you're about to make your escape, there is kind of a little bit of a touching scene that you didn't realize how you can kind of develop a sense of caring for these characters that really aren't interacting with each other via dialogue or anything. It's just he's this kid trying to save this girl, and just through those processes you develop some feelings for these characters. And as they're coming across the bridge starts to separate, and Eco's on one side and Yorda's on the other.
No.
And usually Eco is the one helping Yorda across, so you can pull yourself back up. And I didn't at the first time. I was waiting for her to jump across, so then the bridge just
died because of this.
opened and I died. But then next time you climb up and you jump across, and she grabs onto you to pull you up, so she's returning the favor. But in the process, she gets killed.
No.
Because the queen comes out. And I don't know what spell it is, but it's the same spell that when Yorda gets pulled into a hole, like this green line shoots out and turns everything to stone. Same thing happens to her. So she's holding on to you, gets turned to stone. You fall down anyway. But you land on a bunch of metal cages instead of 3,000 feet below in the water.
Which would probably still hurt a bit.
Oh, yeah. And then go ahead.
Yeah, then it's climbing back up into the castle to rescue Yorda at this point, isn't it?
Yes, rescue her again, yes.
But in the process, you find a nice, shiny lightning sword.
I didn't know if you could save after that point, so I just made sure I finished.
Yeah, I had to go on and on. There was checkpoints, because I died at one point.
I just didn't want to turn it off.
No, because the benches
sure.
are gone. Basically, when you use the benches, you need Yorda to be there as well. Otherwise, it won't work. And there's no benches on this bit. So I was like, is it saving? Is it not saving? And you got a good hour of gameplay there, I would say, as well.
Or for Tom 6.
Yes. Tom would have to leave his PS3 on overnight.
No.
Yeah. Everything just took me so long.
It's like the innocence of like the hand holding that makes you attached to the characters. Because
I think it's interesting because it's the kid helping the seemingly older girl as well.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hand-holding is the most basic form of affection. You know, when you're kids, you always like, oh, I'm going to hold hands with my girlfriend.
That's true.
Yeah. It just seems...
I always looked forward to that after lunch in 6th grade. Oh, I'm going to go hold hands.
Oh, my God.
But as soon as the kissing starts, they're not interested in holding hands anymore.
You're like, give me them lips.
I've graduated to kissing.
I don't want them hands. They're dirty. I don't know where they ban.
Can we move to second base, please?
The platforming bit at the end got a little tedious as well, as you're trying to climb up all of those rotating pillars and water wheels.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We're okay.
Nah. But you get to the end, you get a huge lightning sword, as Dan said, and you walk back into the opening room of the game where Eco comes out. And then there are dozens of these shadow creatures.
But in this point, I was like, right, so clearly the shadow creatures are children who've been sacrificed.
They are the souls of the kids who have died in the stone bins.
Because as you kill the shadow creatures, each sarcophagus lights up, you see.
Yep.
Which I thought was pretty cool. And the kind of Yorda's on a platform, like kind of bent down, made in stone, and they're all like kind of dancing around her for some reason. I was like, what's going on here?
Maybe they were trying to revive her.
Is this some kind of gangbang going on or what?
Ooh, it's a ghost attack.
Oh, yeah. Shadow
creatures. Shit, someone got ghosted.
So, yeah. I did really enjoy the final boss battle in this game, though.
Is that the queen?
I did until I died 3 times.
I beat it first go.
Really?
Yep, first go.
It's not like a normal boss battle.
No, so there's the queen up on the throne, and she has this shield that you have to hit. But every time you hit it, it deflects your sword and throws it someplace in the room. And at given intervals, she shoots out this spell that turns you to stone. And there's only 3 things that can block that spell: your sword, and then 2 pillars in the room. Basically, it just provides a shadow for the spell to go around. So what you have to do is hit her, your sword goes flying off, run back and hide behind one of the pillars, and then locate your sword, wait for another spell to come through, run over, grab your sword just in time for the spell to come through, and then walk up to her and hit her.
And just repeat.
Yeah, and then for the last one, this is when I died, because you have to move the pillars.
Yeah,
Backwards.
move the right pillar back.
You have to move it back so you could get to your sword in time, and you have like a second to get there.
Oh, yeah. If you run back and you're not in exactly the right spot, you're going to die.
Wow.
Oh, God.
It's tough. It's not easy, but I thought it was a really cool boss battle because it wasn't cheap. It was predictable, but it was cool.
Yeah, because it's a game without boss battles, really, apart from that. And I thought it was a pretty good way to end. But when, after that, Eiko stabs the queen with the sword, and depending on which version of the game, you either know what she's saying or what she isn't saying. Because Eiko and the Yorda both speak in like weird language, which you can't understand. But certain versions of the game actually have the translation in as a new game plus mode, and you can understand what they say. But in the
before the boss battle too, the queen was saying that Yorda was going to serve as her vessel because her body wasn't going to be around for much longer. So that's why the queen was keeping Yorda.
So is it not subtitled when the queen speaks?
In the HD collection, it is.
Actually translates what the queen says, but not Yorda until you play New Game Plus.
Oh, okay.
Which I will not do.
No.
I will never play this game again.
Not even for the lightsaber.
Nah, I got the hidden spiked club. That's all I really needed.
Yeah, that'll do. What was I going to say?
So I forgot what happened after she got stabbed. Eiko got thrown back.
Yeah, Eiko gets thrown back against the wall, and it breaks his other horn because he's already broke one of his horns.
Yes.
And Yorda is released from the spell, but now, instead of being white, she's actually black like the shadow creatures. She comes and rescues Eiko, puts him in a boat, and pushes it out to sea. And then the credits roll. But before that, of course, the old chestnut in games and films where the castle after the boss dies has to be destroyed.
Yeah.
I hate that. It's so stupid. Like, why does it happen?
They have
strategically placed bombs being operated by little dwarves who wait until she's dead and then they all press it at the same time.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense.
But it's so sad.
So it's important to note that his other horn broke, right?
Yes.
Because when he came in, he had one broken horn.
Correct.
How did that?
And that's why they're being sacrificed. Kids with broken horns get sacrificed.
No, it's just kids with horns. His horns get broken during the last fight, both of them.
Well, I thought that the guys that were bringing him in had horns.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm certain that's why they bring them, because the kids have horns.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Said.
It's definitely that.
I got that far in the game. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the guys that brought him in had horns.
They do not.
Maybe they just had masks.
They were just dudes with weird masks.
Bunch of dudes.
Maybe their masks had horns.
With weird masks.
So the horns are a result of a curse, correct?
You're not really sure. It's never explained. But the townspeople assume it is. But I think they've got something going on with this weird Shadow Queen, because she wants the shadow creatures. For reasons.
Full reasons. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to be discerned directly from the story itself. You just kind of have to...
There is actually a bonus scene after the credits roll as well, which was interesting. Eiko washes up on the shore of a beach, and you can walk across the beach for a little while, and you find Yorda like washed up on the shore.
And she's white again.
Yes, but
really?
Apparently this was done by the developers actually, and the director wanted this to be ambiguous, and whether it's in Eiko's head, if it's really happening or not, you don't actually know.
Or maybe Yorda is dead and she's in the afterlife, and then because she pushed Eco out into the ocean to starve to death, he died, and they both washed up on the shores of the afterlife.
Maybe.
That's
there
so
is actually a bonus ending as well if you do New Game Plus, where you can find a watermelon and they enjoy some watermelon by the sea.
Yeah. It's so dumb.
Really?
That's literally it. It's about 3 seconds where they eat watermelon. And that's the end. The bonus
Is that the
ending.
But you have to carry it across this colossal beach to her.
So which ending did you guys get?
You can't get that until you do New Game Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can.
You can't get the watermelon ending until you do New Game Plus.
Are you sure?
I'm certain. I looked it up.
I don't know if I believe you.
Well, everything on the internet must be wrong.
It probably is. I got the Yorda on the beach ending because I watched through the credits.
Mm.
I like that one a lot more.
Well, the order is still on the beach on the New Game Plus one, but they just have some watermelon afterwards as well.
That's cute.
Dan, I thought for sure the only way you could get... I thought the only New Game Plus specific item was the lightsaber.
No. It's also the watermelon end. And the 2-player mode.
2-player?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I apologize. You are right.
I know. Thank you.
Yeah, there is a 2-player mode.
Wow. How does that work?
One person controls Yorda and makes it even more difficult by not doing anything.
It must be a very boring second player thing to do.
No.
I don't imagine. But has everybody played Shadow of the Colossus?
No.
No.
Really?
Jess, we played it for the show.
That was Tom.
When? Then probably.
Remember I gave my whole biblical story on it?
Oh, yes.
Dorman?
Yeah.
I've never played it. I have it on PS3.
So you'll like it a lot better than Eco.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
will
much
try.
better.
And then if you like that, you should get The Last Guardian as well. But anyway, actually, I can't talk about it because Tom hasn't played it.
If Last Guardian is anything like Eco, I don't want any part of it.
It's not.
Is it
Yet
more
it was
like-
made by the same team.
Yeah, but it's a lot better. And I'll just say that Eco and Shadow of the Colossus kind of link together based on the ending of Shadow of the Colossus. But I can't say why because Tom hasn't played it.
Okay.
I don't think Tom will play it, so just say it.
I will play if it's better than Eco.
Oh, it's not even remotely the same. It's
I've
two
heard it's
completely
really
different
good.
games.
It's
Yeah,
such an
it's-
intriguing adventure, Shadow of the Colossus.
It's phenomenal. It's very difficult, though.
Okay.
So Tom, try and finish it in less than 18 hours.
I shall do my best.
Well, even if you guys didn't play Eco, I quite enjoyed it, and I'm quite glad I've played it. And now I've played every game in the series. I haven't finished Last Guardian yet, but I'm enjoying it so far.
Where does
I went through a couple phases with this game. I absolutely hated it up until about the last hour. And then I went, it's not that bad.
That's interesting. To get that far and to really not like it and still find it to be...
The only reason
better,
that
yeah.
I forced myself to finish it is because I had full intentions of coming on here and just ripping it apart. But I knew Dan would have been like, but you didn't beat it.
Exactly.
I had to beat it. And then I kind of discovered it's really not...
my friend.
It's not super shitty. It's just not very good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I liked it. So
You
screw
would.
you.
Yeah, you would.
You would.
Jess, did you enjoy your 10 minutes with it?
If it was, I would have really liked it if it wasn't as motion-y. Because I thought it was really pretty and cute.
Did you play it on PS3, Jess?
No, I emulated on my computer.
Oh, wow.
That's what I did.
Good job. That's an Eco for PS2, PS3.
Ico.
Nah.
Eco.
Ecor. Next week is Master Thomas's game of choice. Tom, what are we playing next week?
I've opted for us to play Resident Evil 2.
Oh, yes.
How do you guys feel about that?
I'm terrified.
My nippy nips are hard.
I've never finished it, so I'm really excited.
So here's the question,
I can never
Tom.
get past the bit where the dogs jump out the boards in the window.
Tom, here's the question.
Sure.
This is technically 4 games in one.
Oh, because of
Did you know that?
Is it because of the 2 characters you can select?
You can either play as Claire or Leon, and then technically it's.
Why don't we do a 2 split? A 2 people do Leon.
I'm going to play as Claire.
Me
I want
too.
to play as Leon.
I'll play as Leon then.
So once you beat this game, you can then. So if you beat the game, I'm a little rusty on the specifics of it, but if you beat the game as Leon, you can then play Claire's B mode. So there's technically 4 games. So it's not as long of a second game, but it's an additional adventure that you only get by beating the game for seat.
Let's have the Hunk and Tofu characters as well.
Yeah. And Mr. X.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
so
this game is so good.
Jess, you're going to play as Claire.
Yay.
Yeah.
Tank controls, my favorite.
I love these original Resident Evils. This is where the series shined.
Absolutely.
Yay, obscure puzzles that make no sense. Hooray.
This game's only about 5.5 hours long.
If
Yeah.
you know what you're doing.
Nah, it's not that long.
So about 10 hours for me. It should be good.
So Jess will make it to the end of the car crash cutscene and call it a day.
Isn't that the intro?
I just imagine Jess boots up a game, watches the cutscene, then to see something shiny and just wanders off.
Simon's paw starts bleeding. Oh, better put a sock on it.
He's sleeping.
I bet Simon wears socks anyway and human outfits.
He does.
She puts pants on her dog.
He has a bow tie and it's so cute. And then he has boots and a jacket that's 2 in 1. One is polar fleece, and then you can put the outer shell on it, which is waterproof. And then he has long john pajamas and a gingerbread shirt and a Blue Jays jersey. And I need to get him a Leafs jersey.
You need to get married again so you have something real to spend your money on.
Has he got a little cupboard with little hangers for his clothes?
Well,
He has a walk-in wardrobe.
there are a couple of hangers, but I didn't hang them back up because that's kind of ridiculous. So he has a basket of all his toys.
Putting clothes on your dog isn't ridiculous, but hanging those clothes is.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but he looks fancy when he goes to the dog park, so you
He
know.
does. And
No,
at the
everybody else at the
obedience-
dog park is laughing at you.
Does he have a top hat and a monocle?
No, I should get him one.
You
But the
should.
obedience instructor always called him Fancy Pants because he had his bow tie and he was a gentleman. So
Can you
then I
get one
bought
of-
her dog a bow tie.
Can you
And
get
then I
those
bought
things
her
where
a
it looks
bow-
like a little humans riding on the dog? Those are hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Guys, can we talk about something a smidge more interesting?
I did archery tag.
No, I meant we have a giveaway.
I know.
A giveaway?
I just wanted to irritate you.
We have a giveaway. We have an away to give.
What is it?
So over the course of the past couple months, you all should have received a package with some cards
Yeah.
from Andrew Thorson.
I got some with some dick pics from Jess.
Me too. Just kidding.
Okay, good. Jess's dick.
Right?
So this year, we are going to start the year off with a 3-part giveaway. So Andrew Thorson sent us this project he's been working on for a few years now, based on the game Card Fighter, where it's...
SNK versus Capcom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a card battling game, kind of like the Yu-Gi-Ohs and the Pokemons and Magic and things like that, except done with Capcom and SNK characters. He was telling me that it kind of started, the project began as a way for him and one of his friends to play Card Fighter together, since he only owned one system and this other guy was constantly borrowing his copy, and they just decided, you know what, we're going to open up a project, make these cards because we want to play this game together, and because the digital versions of it were kind of garbage. So it's not a project he makes any money off of. He doesn't own any of the rights to it. He has just taken a digital game and made it a physical game.
Nice.
So there's a website called Card Fighters Project where he's actually made it so that anybody can go there and download the files and make their own set of cards. So there's no money involved in this whatsoever. It is just a labor of love that he's just giving away. So he sent me a box with a bunch of the original beta packages, as well as some of the newer Capcom and SNK decks. And I posted a picture of those that we're going to do a 3-part giveaway.
I have to say, I am completely unfamiliar with SNK.
Oh, I know SNK.
I don't.
Just like, because I had Fatal Fury for the Mega Drive as our only fighting game when we were growing up. So I know those characters, but I don't know. I'm guessing SNK includes a whole bunch of other rosters that I'm unfamiliar with, but I know some of them because Eric sent me the SNK pack.
These cards look really good too.
Yeah, they're awesome. Like it looks all
impressive.
in the box. They look like they're official and stuff.
Yeah, and it's important to note, I will say again, they are not official. He makes no money off of this.
Yeah.
It is just something he is giving away because he paid for these all to be made. These are his original beta sets, and he said, you know what? I want to draw some more attention to this. I'm going to do a giveaway with it. So if you like card fighting games, or if you just want some sweet-looking cards to have in a collection somewhere, these are awesome. The beta packs, I kind of want to keep one for myself because it's got a ton of Mega Man characters in it.
Oh, nice.
You love that Mega Man.
I tried to figure out how to play it, but I don't do the card battle games, so I didn't have any previous knowledge to build off of. From what I watched, it doesn't look too complicated.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't have anybody to play it with, and Christy wasn't about to learn.
Nice.
So we have first place is going to get the beta pack plus an SNK and Capcom deck. Second place is going to get a beta deck with a Capcom deck. And then third place is just going to get the SNK deck.
Nice.
And how does one win?
Very exciting.
I just want to keep it simple. We need emails this year, people.
Yep.
Emails.
Sounds good. So you send an email and that's an entry?
That's an entry. If you support us on Patreon, it's an entry for every dollar you donate to us. I will tell you, perhaps, if you send us an email next week, because that's when we'll make our decision, send us a Resident Evil 2 related email and we'll give you an extra entry.
Nice.
Sounds
I like
You're
that.
so generous.
Yeah. We're going to try to do more giveaways this year. I think we gave away a ton of stuff last year.
We did.
Yeah.
We gave away a lot
We
of
gave away a
stuff.
mini NES.
We
You
did.
did.
What?
Lots of games. It's important to plug our Patreon to start the year.
It is.
Patreon.com/factory sealed. Give us a donation. Every dollar that comes in goes directly back into the show, mostly in the form of giveaways or just making sure we have enough money to keep shit up and running. We don't take anything home.
Nope.
Nope.
Apart from that mansion you bought, Eric, right?
That was off the books.
Shh.
Yeah.
Please support us. We need your help.
Yeah. So if you want to see more of these card fighter things that we're giving away, check out our facebook.com/group/factory sealed. I think that's it.
And
Is that it?
Leave us a review on iTunes if you haven't already.
Oh, yeah. We need more reviews.
If you have already,
Have
do
we-
it again.
Have we gotten any more reviews?
We had one, I believe.
Is it a good one?
Yes.
Oh, good. Let's hear it, Dan.
Hold your horses. I need to get it up.
Well, hurry it up.
I'm trying. It's very hard to find iTunes reviews, you know.
No, it's not. Go to iTunes, find Factory
Don't
Sealed.
have iTunes.
Oh, the website for this Card Fighter thing is cardfighterproject.com, not Card Fighters.
Yeah.
I don't think we've read out this review before. It just says, What by Kick2 Hester. And it says, been listening forever and I loved it. Best gaming podcast out there.
Yeah.
Thank you. We like that. Do we have any emails this week, Eric?
We do not.
Oh.
Which is why...
Next week we will.
Well, we better.
We better, or there'll be
I have a
hell
good
to pay.
I'm burning this show to the ground. Well, any closing thoughts, anyone? Something.
2017, you're still an idiot.
At least I'm consistent.
Another final thought. Jess needs to fill in games for coming up.
I
Yes.
already did.
Otherwise, we're playing Goof
No,
Troop.
they're all filled out.
No, we're not playing the Lost Vikings because there's no way we can do a whole show on that.
Yes, we are. I
No,
filled them
not
out.
happening. Nah.
What the hell is the Lost Vikings?
It's
Me
a
and
real
Eric
shit
played it. It's
game.
terrible.
It's real bad.
No, I can't.
Jess, you pick all games that there's no way we can host a show on. Uniracers, Lion King.
All of those are great choices.
No, they're terrible.
Nope, it's
We
in
still
the
need to
schedule.
play Murder
Oh
on
my
the
God,
Erasure
Project
Express.
Eden. I used to have Project Eden.
Oh,
See?
Project
Not
Eden.
all bad. Eat dicks. All of you.
Project Eden isn't particularly good. I just remember it being very odd.
Is that
That's
a really
why I
old
wanted to play fun
PS2
weird
game?
ones.
Okay, but The Lost Vikings is not a game we can have an entire show on. Goof Troop is not a game I want to have a show on.
Of course you do.
Uniracers is a game we would each play about 4 seconds of and go, God damn it, Jess. I'm deleting Goof Troop. I'm deleting Lost Vikings. I'm deleting Uniracers.
No!
I'm deleting Lion King. I will leave Project Eden because I don't know what the hell it is, and it's probably shit.
It's not
Monster Bash?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell? What are we looking at? Who just broke the list? Oh, Jess, you're the worst. So here's a list. Here's a look at what's coming up this year that we have now. That's a serious edition. We have one on PlayStation. We're going to be doing a Fable episode, probably mid-February, with a very special guest who actually worked for Lionhead.
No, we're not sure. We're not sure if he's attending yet. So
Maybe we'll try. We're going to do some Klonoa. We're going to do another episode of Link's Awakening simply because
Yay.
Tom has not played it.
Yes, I have.
Oh, who didn't play
Dan
it?
has
Dan.
not played it.
It's my favorite.
Dan. I'm sorry. Dan has not played it.
It's my favorite Zelda game.
Oh, it's going to be a great show. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
We're going to do some Star Tropics, Earthbound.
Do we want to do 2 weeks on Link's Awakening?
No.
let's see how we get on.
And Dan, in honor of you, I chose a side-scrolling Genesis beat 'em up,
I know, right?
What is it? The Punisher.
Comics Zone.
Oh, that's a great game.
It's so
I like how
hard.
Jess is just piggybacking off of all of Dan's, like Super Mario RPG. Oh yeah, Super Mario RPG. We'll just do that for a second
it
week.
says Prob's a 2-weeker, so I put it in on his mine as a 2-weeker.
Intelligent Cube.
I've only
We will
selected
be
one.
doing another Final Fantasy episode this year.
Final Fantasy
Ooh.
7.
9.
We should do 9 instead.
I played 9 recently.
Yeah. So that's a kind of a brief 30,000 foot view of what's coming up this year. We're going to try to get some more obscure games, like a PlayStation 1 game called VIB Ribbon, which looks really odd.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Bib Ribbon.
Play some more Zelda. I want to try to get through the Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons this year.
Nice.
Yes, we can't do the Lost Vikings as well because it will anger Tom.
That's why it's so good.
Shut up, Jess.
Of course, at Halloween, we're doing Silent Hill 3.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Onimusha Warlords. What a good pick, Eric.
I know.
That is a great pick.
I know. Samanosuke.
Damn it, I need to get my
Oh,
PS2
yeah,
back.
I remember that.
Oh, I can't wait. My grandma wouldn't buy me Smuggler's Run on PS2 when it first came out because it was about running drugs. So instead, she bought me a violent samurai game where you cut people's heads off.
Excellent.
Good choice, Grandma.
Eric, good. No, sorry, Dan, good choice. Crash Bandicoot 3.
Yeah. In honor of the upcoming remake, which looks awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I really do think if you watch the footage of the remake, it looks great.
Yeah, I would definitely get it. What? Didn't they give it a weird name, though?
The NCN trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all 3 games, right?
Yeah, but it's called NCN because all the villains have got N before their name.
Oh, okay, that
N
makes
Cortex
sense now.
and Embryo.
I understand now.
Engine. See? Know your
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot, Tom.
Get it.
Jade Cocoon.
Guys, that's going to do it for this week. We will see you all next week.
Bye.
Boy.
Bye.
Boy.
Bye.